Some men are already into a fight with their wives because they nag, and that is never going to solve a problem. It's never going to make things better. Marriage is not a happily ever after kind of experience. Just like we feel so emotional before we wed, we get married, everybody feels that thing that is so romantic and so lovely. And sometimes we believe that that is exactly how it's going to continue to be. But no, marriage demands work, commitment, and so much labor to make it work. And this is one of it. In a situation where you now have a nagging wife, of course, that calls for responsibility and that calls for labor. It is not a time to give up. The first thing I'm going to tell you on how to begin this process of healing your wife from nagging is the fact that you have to perceive the situation as a problem that needs a solution rather than deciding to fight back or maybe believing that she doesn't love you, she doesn't care about you, and she doesn't respect you. Of course, that can never be true because before you got married to your wife, I believe there was something you shared together. You saw love, probably respect as well before you got married to her. So, what could have happened? Something could be an underlying factor that is pushing her or making her do what she's doing, of which is very important that we discover it right in this video. So first here, you need to see yourself as the hero that is going to deal with this problem. A nagging woman is typically influenced by four major factors that serves as her triggers. Number one is unhappiness and lack of inner peace. A woman who do not have peace on the inside cannot give it to you. Sometimes this is actually the trigger she's going through and she doesn't know how to explain it to you. You have to be intentional about addressing her spiritual and emotional well-being. You can encourage her to find a spiritual mentor. Mentorship is very important because it's a place of influence, and the best way to help people to behave well or to get better is always by influence. So she needs a kind of impartation that can transform her life and change her life. So she needs emotional support and she needs a spiritual support. So when she lacks inner peace and she's unhappy, she can't give it to you because people don't give what they don't have. So when you see your wife always nagging, check if she is happy and check if she has inner peace. If she doesn't, that calls for responsibility and that calls for your help in her life. The second one is ingrained character traits. You have to consider her upbringing and the environment that shaped her life. Of course, people take time to become who they are. People's character are formed in years, and you shouldn't expect someone who stayed in a nagging environment, maybe by a parents or sisters, depending on where she grew up. You expect her to just become someone different in one day. That becomes very challenging. You just have to allow the Holy Spirit to work on her while you offer your support and your patience.